How's it going, guys? Readiness Reviews back with you again. So I literally just unboxed my brand new awesome inland M1 carbine from 1944. If you didn't see that video, it'll be posted right here. You can check that out. This thing is freaking awesome. It was purchased from Royal Tiger Imports. They actually imported these back to the US from Africa, and I couldn't be happier with this thing. However, that order that I made from Royal Tiger Imports was for 2 guns. So I think we need to go ahead and unwrap the other rifle as well. As you've probably seen in the title, this is a Carcano. It's in Royal Tiger Imports standard bubble wrap wrapping. There's a little bit of tape up here towards the muzzle end, so we'll cut that off. Now let's unwrap this guy. All right, there it is. Well, it's feeling dirty. So this is a Moschetto Modello M38 Cavalry, which is a Carcano Model 38 Cavalry Carbine. It's a short little guy. That's how they were able to fit 2 rifles in the same small little box. These Cavalry carbines weigh about 6.4 pounds. The overall length is about 36 inches, so not very long. And the barrel length is about 18 inches. Let's open up the bolt on this one just to make sure it's a safe rifle so we can continue looking at it. And it is unloaded. Man, that was a gritty action. I think this is going to be a lot like the other rifles I've got from Royal Tiger Imports in that they are extremely dirty. Now, I didn't have to deal with that dirt with the M1 carbine, but everything else from them has been extremely dirty. These were stored in non-ideal conditions in Africa for many, many years. These were actually left there after World War II. Let's take a look at this guy and see what we can notice. So right there on your rear sight, it says Cal 7.35. This is a 7.35 by 51 millimeter Carcano cartridge. I don't see the factory and manufacturer on here. All the markings here are fairly faint, so I'm having a hard time reading them. I'll insert what factory this was produced in. There were several factories that made these rifles just before World War II. It looks like we have some rust up here on the little sling loop. There's a crack at the wrist of the stock, just where the trigger guard is. Hopefully that's not too bad. There's our buttstock area. It's definitely seen some use. It has various little cracks and stuff in it, but it doesn't look like anything too terrible. These buttstocks have a little trap door in them that's supposed to have a cleaning rod in it. I doubt that's included, but let's open this up and see if it's in there. That's a tiny little cleaning rod hole. And no, there doesn't appear to be anything in there. Those cleaning rods actually aren't that hard to find from what I've seen, so I might actually buy a couple to put in there. It's a 2-piece cleaning rod that they screw together to actually clean the rifle with. The thing that sets this apart from most other rifles is this very cool bayonet up top. It's permanently attached. Because this was meant to be a mounted troop carbine, they didn't want a separate bayonet to go on it. You want everything to be attached to the rifle, so that way you're not fumbling with it when you're on horseback or on bicycle, which was fairly common in World War II. It's a very simple mechanism. It just has a button that's depressed, and then it should fold right out. So we will depress that button, pull down on it just a little bit. It has a little bit of movement room, and then it folds out and around, and then you pull it down and it locks into place. And that substantially increases the length of the rifle. It's a very crude, sort of cruciform bayonet, very cheap to produce, which is what they wanted with this rifle, but it will get the job done. It is quite pokey. It's a little bit floppy and flimsy, but I don't think these are really expected to be used all that much. To close it, it's the same action in reverse. Depress the button, pull it forward, and then it swings down, and you push it back in to lock it back into place. It's a little bit floppy on there too. It's not the tightest lockup. This Model 38 Carbine uses the standard 1891 Carcano action that was developed before World War I. This particular one, like I said, is chambered in the 7.35 cartridge, which was meant to replace the old 6.5 Carcano. It was supposed to have better ballistics and wounding and killing potential than the 6.5 did. However, due to logistical reasons, they reverted back to the 6.5 right at the beginning of World War II. So this rifle and this chambering was only produced from 1938 to 1939. Starting in 1940, they went back to the old cartridge. There's a look at the difference between the 2 cartridges. The one on the right here is the 7.35 by 51 Carcano, and then on the left here in this clip is the old 6.5 Carcano. It's a larger diameter, it's a shorter bullet. They were considered more ballistically effective, but they were more difficult to produce, and the Italians already had so many rifles chambered in this cartridge that it was easier to just keep producing them in this cartridge once the war had started. This rifle is fed by a Mannlicher style M-block feeding system. So the spring for the magazine is permanently attached to the rifle. It is a clip-fed rifle. This is the wrong ammunition, but it's the same idea. This whole clip would go down into the action and lock into place, and you would feed from the clip. Once it's empty, it would eject out of the bottom of the rifle. If you need to eject the clip early, it has a little release lever here that you just press on and it will pop the clip out. That's a very effective feeding system in my opinion. I like it a lot better than stripper clips. The Berthier that I did a video on several months back uses the same sort of feeding system. And the M1 Garand actually has the same sort of idea with its M-block clips. The 1891 Moschetto was a very popular rifle. Overall, about 2.6 million of these were produced. However, not that many of this particular one was produced because it was in production for such a short period of time. Now this example that I have from Royal Tiger Imports, it was not hand selected or anything like that. This is literally the cheapest rifle that they offer on their website right now. I was not expecting much in terms of condition, and I don't really think I got all that much. There's nothing terribly wrong with it. It has various little cracks in the wood, but nothing too serious it looks like. There's a lot of rust on it though. So I will be going through a rust restoration process on this like I've done on previous rifles. Let's take a look at the bore and see how that's looking. Hopefully it's okay, but I'm not expecting much. Carcanos get a lot of hate for being one of the cheapest, most readily available military surplus rifles. Not many people are that into them, and to be completely honest, I'm not super into Carcanos. I do think they're cool, and for a pattern collector like myself, of course I want to pick up one of each. This will go nicely with my 91-41 rifle, and it's also a nice fit in my World War II collection. As always, as long as it shoots, I'm happy with it. Hopefully it cleans up nice, and I will be inserting some of those cleaned up pictures at the end. Well guys, that was the video. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you thought about this rifle down in the comments. If you noticed something specific about this rifle that I didn't talk about, let me know. I am in no means an expert. I am a pattern collector. I know a good amount about a lot of rifles. I do not know a ton about any particular rifle. Sub to the channel because I'll have more videos like this coming out in the future. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. See you then. Peace.